All right, welcome back, folks. It's Jared and Bob. This is Sarcasm Speaks, as I am fumbling with my wires over here. Everything got mixed up when we realigned the set here. So now that that's taken care of, I want to kind of kick this off right away with Tiger, because this is huge news, and it's honestly like really sad. It's pretty upsetting. So for anyone that has no idea, well, you should by the time this comes out, because we're recording this almost a week in advance, because obviously we have an open house this weekend because we're selling our house that we talked about. So we got to get a little bit ahead because we're not going to be around this weekend because, open house stuff.
Outside of maybe some info coming out about the circumstances, nothing's going to change in a week.
No. But hopefully you have all heard of this by now. But yesterday, well, for us in our time, yesterday, Tiger Woods was involved in a single car crash in the LA area. He flipped his SUV off the highway and had to be removed from the car using the jaws of life. His injuries were considered non-life-threatening, which is good, but they were serious to critical. And he was rushed to a hospital and went right into surgery. The information that I've seen on the internet is that he broke both of his legs. One of his legs, he had a titanium rod, his right leg, I believe, had a titanium rod inserted in the tibia. And also his right ankle was essentially blown to bits and was put back together with pins and screws. Then I saw, I'm gathering a bunch of different tweets and things.
I also have the ESPN article from a half an hour ago.
Okay, yeah, that works too.
So the chief medical officer at Harbor UCLA, which is where he was.
Yeah.
He has a rod stabilizing the tibia fibula. Mm-hmm. He has a comminuted open fractures for both upper and lower parts of that tibia fibula, which all that means is it's broken in more than two pieces.
Right.
And broke skin.
Right.
And then he's got like pins and screws in his ankle. So I think I know the initial reports were both legs. I don't know if he injured both legs.
It might just be his right leg.
His right leg. His right leg basically just got crushed.
Yeah.
So I'm not seeing the femur either. I heard that yesterday.
Yeah. I admittedly, I didn't hear anything about the femur. I just saw stuff about the tibia and the fibula and the ankle.
Yeah. So that's what it's I believe knee down, right leg.
Yeah.
Basically just got crushed.
Yeah.
Which, looking at the front of the car, I don't know how that happened.
Yeah, it's strange. So obviously there's a couple different things here. It's no secret that we both love Tiger Woods. Obviously he has his issues or has had, and maybe still has, his issues as far as drugs and strippers and whatever. Hey, he's an adult. He can do whatever the fuck he wants. He's the greatest golfer of all time, in my opinion. Unfortunately, I think this is it. I think he's done. I don't think he's coming back after this. He's 45 years old. He just obliterated his right leg from his knee down, and we've seen him come back from back injuries and spinal fusion and all kinds of stupid, like, torn ACLs, but I think this is it. This is the end for Tiger Woods on the golf course.
I think what it's going to do is it's going to come down to what he wants.
Yeah.
If he wants to come back and compete and prove people wrong, he'll be fine. If he just simply doesn't, then I don't think he will, and I think he'll just call it.
Yeah.
Kind of a shit way to go down.
Yeah. But it's a very Tiger way to go down.
I mean, it saves him the trouble of, having to play poorly.
Yeah.
It just leaves like the what if.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't that long ago we won the Masters.
No.
But his leg is fucked. So This is a non-medical opinion. This is just what I've seen with athletes who have had similar things happen.
Yeah.
Anytime a rod goes into the leg, and I think he has compartment syndrome. I think I saw that.
Okay.
If he doesn't have compartment syndrome, then he probably at least has swelling in the muscle. He had to cut the fascia.
Yep.
When that happens, it's usually like a year for field athletes.
Yeah.
And when they come back right away, they're usually not right.
Yep.
But he's Tiger Woods.
Yeah.
There's one person in the athlete world that I think would have better access to medical, or I guess therapy and rehab, and it would be Michael Jordan, but Michael Jordan doesn't play anymore.
Right. Or obviously too at the time Kobe, if he were still around. Because Kobe he went over to Europe and Germany and got all those crazy
Kobe doesn't
treatments.
have as much money as Tiger. I'm going money.
Yeah.
So if he wants to have 24-hour fucking rehab,
yeah,
he can have it.
Right.
So that's why I think it just comes down to what does he want. Like, he could theoretically be ready for next year's Masters. He'll be 46.
Yeah.
Jack won when he was 46. You could see him trying to put together the narrative.
Yeah.
Because you could also see when he won the 2019 Masters, it was a little bit like, see, I told you fucks I could do it again.
Right.
And then after it was like, I did it.
Yeah.
I got this kid. He can fucking, wail on the ball.
Right.
So if he wants to prove people wrong and create more narratives, I think he can still play. I mean, he's fucking good enough.
Yeah.
He understands it enough.
Yeah.
He could win into his 50s. It's not that.
Yeah. Also,
does he want to come back?
The type of game that Tiger plays is cerebral. He's like a cerebral golfer. Like he can't hit it as far as he used to when he was younger. But when he was younger, he used to just crush the ball and hit bombs and then just go from there. But even still, when he was able to hit bombs, it didn't mean he did.
The thing that made Tiger Woods as good as he did, everyone goes, oh well, he always hit the putts. Yeah, he's a marginal putter. Sorry, he's one of the best of all time, but putting is not what did it for him. And it's like,
he's one of the best irons.
He is probably the best iron player of all time.
Yeah.
And when you look at any type of statistics, and we didn't have these statistics until probably mid-2000s, and even then you had to wait probably 5 years for it to be compiled. Strokes gained approach, which is your iron striking, is probably the biggest predictor of winning over the long term.
Yeah.
In a given week, if you gain 4 strokes off the tee, you're going to probably win that tournament.
Right.
If you gain 4 strokes with the putter for all 4 rounds, you're probably going to win that tournament.
Right.
But that's that tournament. No one can gain 4 strokes putting every
over
week.
A year.
It's too hard.
Yeah.
It's just too hard to do.
Yeah.
So his iron striking is what made him so good.
Right.
But everyone tries to say it's the putting. He's like, oh, best putter of all time. Yeah, but he was the best at everything of all time.
Yeah, it's true. It is true.
Putting has contributed to his success at a very average rate.
Yeah.
His iron play is incredible.
Yeah.
And then, obviously at the 97 Masters, he hits it further than everybody. No problem.
Right. But so, like, kind of what I was getting at, too, was, like, even when he had the ability to hit it past everybody, he chose not to because he plays to spot. Like, he plays cerebral golf. And call it cerebral, call it conservative, call it whatever. But I can remember watching some tournaments, and we'd be sitting there on the couch, and these guys would be nuking driver off the tee, and he comes up with, like, a 3-iron. Or a 2-iron. You know what I mean? Like, he's not going to hit driver just because he wants to hit it to a certain spot because he knows either he can control it better and get it to the spot where he needs to hit his second shot, whereas those other guys are like, I'm just going to bombs away and hope for the best. And then they fucking blow it 4 right.
Yeah.
And Tiger might hit it, 30 yards shorter because he just hit an iron off the tee, but he's in the middle of the fairway.
Yeah, so
the flat part of the fairway.
Yeah,
depending on the course.
The funny thing is, statistically, that's actually a losing strategy. Statistically, laying up makes you worse.
Yeah.
But when you're that much better with an iron in your hand, you can make up the difference. The other thing that statistics don't show is when he's in contention in the final round, the other guys just crap their pants.
Yeah.
There's no statistic for that.
Right.
Why else did those two guys, I think it was Finau and Molinari, they both blew it in the water.
Yeah.
On 12.
Yep.
And then Molinari blew it in the water again.
Yeah.
And people playing with Tiger in final rounds always had these high scores.
Right.
Sorry, there's not a statistic for fucking crapping your shit yourself.
Yeah.
Crapping your shit.
Shitting your crap.
So, for him, it would work, but that's only because his irons were so fucking good.
Yeah.
But with him, anyway, honestly, I'm not like I got the fuck out of the gym because James had his golf group, and that is where like the hot takes just live.
Yeah, yeah.
It is fucking craziness. So I got out of there before I had to fucking hear about that. Let's just wait and see.
Yeah.
There's nothing else we can do besides wait and see.
When I say he's done, I mean he's done as a like going out week to like say in an average year he does 20 events. Like I don't think that's going to happen.
When was the last time he did 20 events?
Yeah, I don't know. A few years ago, I guess.
Like 2012?
Yeah.
He's like 9 events.
I was going to say
4 majors and 5 other ones.
He might just start showing up for the majors, or he might just do the Masters. Like, because the tweet that I am also referencing a lot more in here is Hardy from 98.5 The Sports Hub.
Yeah. Does he hate Tiger or does he love Tiger? I forget.
He's a big Tiger guy. Okay. He said that in one of his tweets, he goes, "Now, I'm not obviously a medical professional, but from what I'm hearing and the information I'm gathering, the extent of the injuries to his ankle," now he just said his ankle, "is going to make it very difficult for him to return to tournament golf." So,
what is it, his right leg?
Yeah.
So that's his trail leg?
Yeah.
I mean, again, so listen, I like Hardy. I really do. What the fuck does Hardy know?
No, well, he's just going off of what other people are telling him.
I know, but what other people... And this is the fucking problem with everything that happened yesterday. He might be done.
Yeah.
He really could be.
Right.
But I really feel as though it's up to him.
Yeah.
If he wants to be back, I think he'll be back. And if he wants to come back and actually does it, then he'll be able to compete.
Right.
I just don't know if he wants to.
Yeah.
And I really feel that that's what it comes down to, because
I don't think he wants to.
I don't know if he does.
Because the way 2020 went for him, granted he wasn't like, it was a weird year anyway, but
Yeah, it was a goofy year. He's hurt.
he's been walking around ever since he won the tour championship in 2018.
2018.
And he's just like, he's got that just I'm just happy to be here attitude. You know what I mean? Like he's got that like that whole like new lease on life mentality where like, well, you know, I shouldn't even be here. You know, I should be in a wheelchair. I'm exaggerating. He didn't say that, but he was like, you know, I shouldn't even be here. And then he wins the Masters, and he's like, I'm just happy to be here. I just, you know, it's a dream. I'm just happy to be here. Like that's what he like. That's like his thing, and he's got this mentality now where that's what it is. He's just happy to be there. And now that this happened, like and the other thing that factors into it is he's 45 years old.
Yes.
So obviously, your body doesn't heal the same way at 45 that it does when you're 25, regardless of how much medical attention you're able to get. I don't know. And now his son is 11 ish. And like, he's now in the public eye because of the tournament that he played in. So maybe he just looks at it like, you know what? I'm good. I'm just going to maybe show up for the Masters every year and then focus on Charlie.
I really think that that's possible. But do you also think, your opinion, that he could take the I'm happy to be here, I shouldn't be here approach to also come back?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
I can see it either way. So that's the other thing too, is when I say he's done, that's just my opinion.
Yeah, and well, obviously, no one knows.
Yeah.
There's no info out yet.
It's just like your opinion,
Well,
man.
and that's the thing is like everyone's putting their asshole out there.
Well, yeah, it's one of those things where like it'd be
Because that's all we
different-
have right now.
It'd be different if I said like, I think he's done, and then you say he's not done, and I go, no, that you're wrong. Like I'm not.
There's no way it's like, oh, there's no way he's coming back. It's like, well,
I'm not
you don't
combating you.
You don't know that.
Yeah, I just don't think he is.
Yeah.
And if he does, then he does. Like,
Yeah, I think it really just comes down to him.
yeah,
He's one of the best athletes of all time.
yes,
There's a genetic something there that makes him different than the late 40s woman that broke her leg skiing, same rod in and compartment syndrome, all that shit.
yeah,
There's something that makes him better than her
yeah.
in there.
Are you saying because he's a man?
Then there's cash.
Yeah, yeah. When you're worth over $1 billion.
He could literally have someone like he could get whatever injections, whatever experiments, whatever he wants, he can have,
Yeah.
which could be nothing,
Right,
could be everything.
right. He could go down to Panama and get whatever crazy injections that Joe Rogan gets in his fucking shoulders.
Could
Like,
be on HGH for the rest of his life. Like you don't like.
yeah,
He's also 45. Like the guy could fucking start getting legal testosterone prescribed to him.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden see a resurgence.
right.
There's a lot of shit that can happen here.
Yeah. It's just, what is his mentality?
Exactly.
Where's his head?
But I also think, because this is the other thing too, with people, well, he might come back, but he won't compete. No. If he can't compete, he ain't
He
coming
won't come
back.
back.
He is not coming
It's
back.
Tiger Woods. He's not going to come back just to like finish fucking T32.
No. If he comes back, expect him to be competitive.
Yeah.
Like he is now. Like, yeah, okay, if he doesn't have it, he's not going to be competitive. But
You know what?
He's not there to be Sandy Lyle at the Masters.
Right.
He's there to be
He's
Tiger
not,
fucking
He's not
Woods.
there for a dog and pony show.
No, he's there to be 43-year-old Tiger Woods. He's not 20 anymore. He can't go in there with the killer mentality. It's just not going to work. I don't think these kids care either.
Right, right.
But he can go and be himself.
You know what I just thought of too that I could also see playing out is him taking the time, rehabbing, whatever, doing his whole thing, announcing that he's done with golf for so what I could see is he comes out and says, I am stepping away from golf indefinitely, where he doesn't use the word retire. He doesn't say he's done forever. He just says, I'm stepping away from golf indefinitely. And then what he does is focus on Charlie. And then Charlie starts getting big and starts doing well. And then Tiger's like, I still got it. I could get back out there and fuck this kid.
It's almost like a
who's this-
WWE storyline.
you know what I mean? Like I could see that playing out where like Charlie starts, like the focus starts to go on him and Tiger's like,
Tiger makes a heel turn.
Tiger goes, fuck this kid. Like at the time, whatever, he goes, fuck this kid. He's 12 or 13 years old. Like I'm still goddamn Tiger Woods, and goes out at 47 years old and like competes. Like I could see that happening too.
Yeah. Last bit on TW. The TW hate on Twitter is
Oh yeah.
mind blowing. And I don't know what reputation like the Democratic Party has, liberals, like do they have a reputation of being like compassionate and fair and
Depending on who you ask. But no, but
Okay.
kind of.
I was just curious because I don't know, because you think liberal, it's like a softer, it's a
Well, by theory, like by like just general political theory, people that lean left tend to be more empathetic and compassionate, and
Yeah.
people that lean right tend to be more stoic and like the tough love mentality.
Gotcha. Well, that empathetic, compassionate approach, this all happened because Tiger Woods played golf with Trump.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Because this is what happens when you play golf with Trump.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, man. Whether you fucking like the guy or not, and there's plenty of ammo to not like this guy if you don't want to.
Right.
Not a good guy.
No.
Did not treat his wife fair.
Nope.
He did his kids a disservice by all that shit.
Right.
DUI, he's got problems with pills and drinking and whatever. You don't have to like him.
Right.
But to say, this is what you get for playing golf with Trump, I hope the same thing fucking happens to you.
Yeah.
I really fucking do. Actually, I hope worse.
Right.
I hope that what happened to Ben Hogan, because this is going to be a comparison. Ben Hogan was 36 years old. and I think he hit a bus, or a bus hit him or something.
Jesus Christ.
So what happened to Ben Hogan was he, at the last second, jumped to the passenger side across his wife.
Yeah.
And he broke like every bone in his body, basically.
Yeah.
Like upper body, lower body, like fucking, he really fucked himself up.
Yeah.
Had he stayed in the driver's seat, the steering column would have impaled him and killed him.
Jesus.
But he dove across to save his wife. I hope the steering column fucking impales you if you're one of these guys, one of these people, not guys. If you're one of these people that hates on Tiger Woods because he played golf with Trump and this is what he had coming,
right?
I hope your fucking steering column impales you. And by saying that, if that means it's going to happen to me, then I guess I had it coming. But like, fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Are you fucking serious?
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
The guy played golf with Trump. So good.
Yeah.
Fuck you. Go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
And just knowing people that have had, and his surgery is going to be worse, but knowing people who have broke tib fib, I don't know why. This is such a common thing around the gym.
Yeah.
It fucking sucks.
It does.
It really sucks. So, not even from like a perspective of like, oh, he might not be able to play golf again. Oh, he's worth billions. Who cares? Like, fuck you.
Yeah. Yeah.
I hope you break your tib fib fucking skiing. No, I do.
Or something less cool. Like, I hope you break your tib fib because you like...
No, because people don't understand. It's like, oh, broken bone, 6 to 8 weeks, right? Broken bones, 6 to 8 weeks, like they usually heal.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not when they need to put a fucking rod in there.
Right.
And because of the actual injury, there's so much swelling that you get compartment syndrome. You don't leave the hospital for 2 weeks. This happened to one of our football players. He broke his leg on the field.
Yeah.
2 weeks in the hospital, making sure that he wasn't going to get compartment syndrome. Then he had to get a skin graft, so it looks on his leg, it looks fucking awful. Like, it looks fucking terrible.
Yeah.
And it's on his calf.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you wear shorts. Oh, dude, what happened to your leg? So I fucking hope that if you're one of these people, I hope you like, you like skiing or you like whatever fucking activity you do. And I hope you break your tib fib.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Yeah. Enjoy that, you dumb fuck. Well, how mad do you want to keep going? Do you want to keep this hate train going? Because I got some fucking ammo right here.
Let's see.
Shout out to Sexy Chris, who just sent this to me right before we got on air.
Good timing.
So it's an article from the New York Post. So really quickly, I'm going to read what he sent to me first. He goes, "It's a quick read. It lays out the absolute corruptness of how easy it is for us to continue the business as usual approach to looking the other way when anything involves China. Oh, how fucked China is." So the article is an opinion post so it's an op-ed from the New York Post, which I think
right-leaning
is slightly right-leaning. They're probably more center, I think.
Right. Crazy Paul
Yeah.
buys it every morning.
Yeah, yeah, right. So they are more on the right. But the title is Wuhan Lab at Heart of COVID Outbreak May Get 3 more years of U.S. funding. So, again, this is pretty quick. The Wuhan Institute of Virology remains the most likely source of the coronavirus pandemic, yet it is set to receive U.S. taxpayer dollars for the next 3 years. Worse, the cash will fund more animal research. So the National Institute of Health, the NIH, told the Daily Caller that the Wuhan lab has an active foreign assurance file that authorizes it for U.S. funding until 2024. When the virus first broke out, the Wuhan Institute had reportedly been testing coronaviruses in bats, with $600,000 of U.S. funding routed via the nonprofit of EcoHealth Alliance. So U.S. funding goes to EcoHealth Alliance, who then pays Wuhan. Sorry, there was a pop-up ad. Stupid internet. The NIH terminated that EcoHealth grant, which means EcoHealth Alliance no longer got that money from the U.S. government once the coronavirus pandemic happened, with the promise to restore it if an independent investigation cleared the Wuhan Institute of involvement in the outbreak. Now, the WHO, the World Health Organization, delegation tasked with investigating the lab has preliminarily concluded that the leak was extremely unlikely, which may let the contract resume. Never mind that the head of the WHO and the U.S. State Department remain unwilling to rule out that possibility. So the leader of the WHO said, we don't know that. But the WHO created a delegation group to look into it. And the group was like, yeah, we don't think there's stuff here. So this is where it gets, this is great. Here's where it gets really swampy. Not only did the WHO delegation fail to do its own investigation, merely just accepting reports from China's government, the WHO's team only American member happens to be the president of EcoHealth Alliance, Peter Daszak, who demands that Washington unequivocally accept the delegation's findings. This also tells you how pathetic the whole WHO investigation was. Anthony Bellotti, who heads the nonpartisan watchdog group White Coat Waste Project, called for EcoHealth to be stripped of funding and asked Congress to finally conduct a real investigation into how the pandemic really started. If this grant goes ahead, you'll know the Biden administration is committed to restoring Washington business as usual in all its disgusting ingloriousness. So me and Chris are going back and forth on this, and he goes, to break this down for you guys, if that was too much. The delegation assigned to investigate the lab did no actual investigation themselves. They took the word of the Chinese team from the Chinese government that told them everything was all set, and it's highly unlikely that the virus leaked from their lab. Oh, and by the way, the only American member of that delegation team is the head of the nonprofit group that's providing the funds to the lab. Get fucked. That was Chris. So, holy fuck, dude.
There's a lot there. One, I expected more from Pete Townsend.
Yeah.
Two, Keith Moon's got to be rolling over in his grave.
Absolutely.
Three, I'm good with the WHO jokes.
Yeah.
So, WHO or the WHO is obviously is run, controlled, influenced heavily by China.
The president of the WHO is not Roger Daughtry. It is a guy that used to be part of the Chinese government. And even he has said he's not willing to accept the findings yet.
But regardless, the organization is fucking highly influenced by China.
Correct.
So, if something negative was going to be proposed about China,
Yep.
something tells me they would just sweep it under the rug.
Yep. Absolutely.
Well, okay, so we have the one issue with the World Health Organization. Then we get into the fact that the investigation led with no investigation. Well done.
Yeah, the group that was supposed to investigate didn't do an investigation.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
I've heard of incompetence, but that's awesome.
Yeah.
Then we have the conflict of interest with the president of the nonprofit.
Yep. The guy that's getting the money from the U.S. government is the one that's part of the investigation group that didn't do an investigation.
Also, this is also the first time I'm actually hearing the words that the lab was testing coronaviruses on animals, including bats. I've never actually heard that phrase before.
Yeah.
Because I had my conspiracy theory that the guy from Harvard built this thing in the lab, but I never really knew why.
Yeah. Well, I don't want to say silently, but not in mainstream. It's been talked about that the Wuhan lab was doing research on coronaviruses on animals. So you have,
which starts to make sense.
Which you have this lab that's doing animal research with coronaviruses, and then all of a sudden it's traced that this coronavirus started in the Wuhan area, which has this level 4 fucking biohazard lab that's studying coronaviruses. I mean, it doesn't take a fucking PhD in...
If it quacks like a duck.
Yeah. If it quacks like a duck and it weighs more than a bunch of feathers, it's got to be a witch, right?
Witch.
like, what the fuck are we doing? Like, obviously, it is not a stretch to think that this came from that lab. And I think we talked about it before on the show at some point where we were like, I don't even think it was nefarious. I don't think there was this evil fucking person that's like, I'm going to release this. It's like, no, they were doing studies they were doing animal studies with coronaviruses in a lab. Someone forgot to fucking shut the door, and the bat flew out, and then it made its way to the fucking wet market. You know, like it doesn't have to be on purpose. You know what I mean? Like it could be an accident.
Yeah. I'm actually almost like giving them benefit of the doubt.
Yeah.
Like, okay, someone fucked up, but like, at least it's a plausible storyline,
right?
Timeline,
right?
I never heard. So to this point, that's the first time I've heard that.
Yeah,
and I don't know. I'm not paying attention either.
Yeah.
Plus, it's like, you know, I form my own opinions and just put them on other people, and whether I believe them or not's a different story.
Yeah.
Usually don't.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. So talk about incompetence at its highest level.
Well, I just love the U.S.'s infatuation with China.
Yeah.
It is really, really crazy, because what a fucking shithole that place is.
Yeah.
Between the censorship, the authoritarianism.
You know what?
I think things are going pretty well in Hong Kong specifically. I think.
Yeah, I think so.
I think they treat them pretty good.
Also, Tibet too. Yeah, they really like those guys up in Tibet.
Yeah,
yeah. That they don't acknowledge that Tibet even exists. Like if you ask like someone in the Chinese government about Tibet, they go, "I don't know what that is." That place doesn't exist.
It's not hate if you don't pretend they don't exist.
Yeah.
So they're actually being pretty woke about that.
True.
Yeah, because it's not. You don't want to do hate speech,
right?
But if you just straight up don't acknowledge their existence,
yeah,
it's not hate.
Yeah,
because you're not saying hateful things about them.
Right. Is that how we support Holocaust deniers too? Well, the Holocaust didn't happen.
Yeah, it's not hateful.
You're not promulgating hate by saying that it didn't happen. If you acknowledge that it happened, you're acknowledging so much hate and death.
Well, if you were to say, well, I mean, hateful would be like, no, they had it coming.
Yeah.
But I mean, if it's like the Holocaust,
what's that?
What's that?
Yeah.
It's like all this thing where 6 million Jews got killed for no fucking reason.
Yeah.
No, that doesn't sound right. I don't know.
Yeah, all those people that are in Tibet. No, we don't know what Tibet is.
Yeah, it's like, well, let's hop on a train. We can go to Auschwitz. Auschwitz, never heard of it.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, it was a concentration camp where Jews were killed. No, that doesn't sound right. I'm not going to go someplace that doesn't sound right. I'm not going to go there.
Yeah, no. There's no way that happened.
Yeah.
Yeah. China's a great place. You know what I will say though is what I've been hearing recently is they're actually the world leader in like eco-friendly shit. Because this is also like, wow, this is a very
wow, they're eco-friendly.
Yeah.
Wow, they care about my environment.
That's what everyone's
saying.
So how it actually came to be is hilarious. Because this is like a very like how I would imagine the Chinese government would go anyway. So for years and years, everyone was like, we're polluting the environment, we're polluting the earth, we're destroying the world, all this stuff, global warming. And China obviously was probably the number one or the number two offender between China and the US. And everyone knows. And everyone knows that like for a really long time, the air quality in China was absolutely fucking disgusting. So the government just ignored it and was like, fuck you, you're an idiot. Global warming's bullshit. And then one day something happened and like a bunch of Chinese scientists brought a fuck ton of research to the government and was like, this is what's happening. This is where we're going. This is our prediction for the future. And the government was like, are you serious? And they were like, yeah, we're absolutely serious. And then the Chinese government turned around and goes, all right, we're focusing on eco-friendly shit now. Fuck your pollution. Fuck that. And it completely just changed everything. And now they're like the world leader in like environmentally friendly shit. But like that's just how I would imagine anything with the Chinese government would go.
Why can't we just be more like China?
Yeah. They're so great. They're so awesome to their people.
It's like, but like the climate's so good.
They're very good at allowing their people to have children too.
Yeah, I think so. Are they still doing that? What is it? A limit on one female per household?
One child per household.
It was just one child?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it used to be like if you had two girls, you had to like fucking throw one in the river or something.
Yeah, to pull a 300.
Like
with the little thing, the fucking the weird guy in 300.
So the fucked up part about 300 is I think I watched it once, distracted, and I never watched it again.
Yeah. That was a big like high school football movie.
Yeah,
But-
well, it was with your team or team members is who I distractedly watched it with,
Yep.
and then never went back.
Yeah, that makes sense. So yeah, that was that stupid bullshit with all that. Like, my God. And you know what's funny too is none of that's really going to get like actual coverage. And no one cares. No one's going to talk about it. No one's going to do anything about it.
No, because
and it's going to
everyone's
go back to business as usual.
Everyone's terrified to speak badly about China.
Right.
And then if someone's right-leaning or extreme right and they start talking bad about China, and it's like, oh, well, you're just a psycho on the right.
Right. Exactly. That's exactly how it's going to go down. So now do you want to talk about how math is racist?
Well, I mean, not everyone has the experience that I have, where in college, as a sophomore, maybe a junior, not really sure, I took a statistics class because I needed stats to graduate. Mm-hmm. I mean, I took business calc, but that wasn't good enough to meet the requirement of Math 106.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Math 3 whatever was not the same as Math 106. So I still had to take Math 106.
Yeah.
And in this class, we learn about math in other countries. And in Egypt, specifically, I don't know if there was multiple, they draw pictures
Wow.
and add them together.
Okay.
So I believe the astonished man was 1,000. So 5 astonished men is 5,000.
Okay.
And then you would add, this is fucking college, dude.
Yeah. That's awesome.
This is what you fucking people are paying for.
There are some college classes that are absolutely fucking ridiculous.
But this was like statistics, dude.
Yeah.
Like stats.
Yeah.
And like unit 2 of stats was math from other countries or math around the world or some shit.
Yeah.
And literally addition. That's all it is.
Yep.
You memorize what each picture is and you add them together.
Yeah. Sick. Good thing you paid $4,000 for that class.
About $800, but whatever.
Yeah.
Bridgewater was cheap when I was there.
Yeah.
So I know Egyptian math. I'm woke as fuck. I'm cultured in my math. You fucks are not.
No.
Unless you took math 10 whatever the fuck at Bridgewater. You guys are all fucking bigots and it makes me fucking sick.
So, yeah, the amount there was I think there was like either a first year or second year seminar at one point that was like The Simpsons take on society and culture or something.
Yeah, it was like
that
Homer Simpson, something or other.
Yeah, and then there was another
I heard
one.
that class was actually hard though.
Yeah.
Because it was Homer Simpson.
Right.
Yeah.
And then there was another one that was like the impact of Twilight on something. Like there was all these like random fucking classes in college that are just so stupid. And you literally pay upwards of like $3,000 per class for something that's dumb. So to my point, why math is racist. There's an account on Twitter, Titania McGrath. If you've never heard of it, it's fucking hilarious. So it's a parody account. It's run by this British guy. I forget his name. But Titania McGrath is his like parody account that he runs. He's been on Joe Rogan before, and he's a good dude. But he always tweets stuff from Titania that's like super woke. And before this like massive woke movement, he would say like crazy shit. Like I can't even think of it. But then eventually over time, like it would become true, which is how like he got popular and how he ended up on Rogan. Cause like some of the stuff he was saying like 4 or 5 years ago as Titania is now like accepted in like leftist culture. Like it's fucking stupid. So, she tweeted, the concept of a right answer in mathematics is an expression of white supremacy. Only a true racist would assume that black people can count. So you can see the parody here, but like, eventually, like, I wouldn't be surprised if this is an argument that's made. So then Titania posts this graphic from equitablemath.org. And number one, it's white supremacy culture shows up in math classrooms when the focus is on getting the right answer. Imagine that. Like, you're trying to do math because you need to get the right answer, but by doing that, you're a white supremacist.
Math would be a lot easier if I didn't need to get the right answer.
Yeah.
I would have got a fucking A all the time.
Yeah, exactly. The concept of mathematics being purely objective is unequivocally false. And teaching it is even less so. Upholding the idea that there are always right and wrong answers perpetuate objectivity as well as fear of open conflict. This is a real thing. This is equitablemath.org. Instead, choose problems that have complex, competing, or multiple answers. Verbal example. Come up with at least 2 answers that might solve this problem. What?
3 minus 1.
I need at least 2 answers that might solve this problem. I don't know, 17 and 6. You just pick numbers. Like, I don't have to be right anymore. I'm just
Well, if you're right,
numbers.
no, you can still be right. It just makes you a racist piece of shit.
Yeah. But then by answering the question, doesn't that still make you right? Like, if you come up with 2 answers and you say 17 and 6, doesn't that make you right because there are no right answers? And then by being right, you're a white supremacist. See,
It's almost like this argument isn't well thought.
All roads lead to white supremacy. And it's weird when you don't use logic in the things that you say, you sound like a fucking moron. Yeah, it's strange. So the classroom activity is challenge standardized test questions by getting the right answer, but justify other answers by unpacking the assumptions that are made in the problem. Nope, you can go fuck yourself. Yeah. That's that. I'm not going to read any more from there. That's equitablemath.org telling you why math supports white supremacy. That's good.
I always knew it did.
This is great. This is great. This is what we're doing now. This is the next generation of people that is being brought up through these stupid fucking ideals. This is how we're going to end up being fucking soy boy, bitch, fucking loser, whores.
That can't count.
That can't count because we don't know math.
It's racist to count.
It's too racist to count. Oh, I can't do math. That's racist.
I'm gonna go into the store to like buy some shit one day.
Yeah.
And they're gonna be like, all right, that's $60. And I'm gonna give them 20.
Yep.
And then they're like, all right, well, I need another 40. It's like, no, you don't.
No. They're like, well, yeah, do the math. Ooh,
No,
I didn't know you were racist.
No, you're racist.
Yeah.
That's racist.
Yep.
That's racist to ask me for the exact amount of money that I'm supposed to pay.
Yeah.
Because in order to do that, I had to do math, and math is racist, and I will not be fucking racist. So
I am in fact anti-racist.
I will be anti-racist by doing no math.
Yes.
And paying an arbitrary amount, and it has to be correct.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go buy a bottle of bourbon, and I'm not going to look in my wallet. I'm just going to pull a bill.
Yep.
And I'm going to pay that. Because by even looking at the bill, I would probably be starting to do math.
Correct.
Because if I pull a $1 bill and I look at 30, I go, oh shit, 1 is less than 30. That's math.
Yeah, that is.
So 1 could be more than 30?
We don't know.
Or equal to 30.
Come up with at least 2 answers.
So 1 is less than 30 or not less than 30.
There you go. That's how you be anti-racist in math.
And then, like Pythagoras, what a fucking racist fuck.
What a piece of shit that
what
guy was.
A fuck. Pi Day? If you celebrate Pi Day, you're a fucking bigot. Fuck you.
Yeah. Yeah, if you work for NASA, you're racist.
Racist.
If you work in accounting, you're
Racist.
racist. If you're any kind of finance or business, you're racist.
If you lift weights, you're racist because you have to add the weights to the bar.
That's true. That's true.
If you
drive on the highway and you look at the speed limit signs, you're a racist.
Yeah, that's math.
Because that's math. You have to try and figure out if your speed it matches or is higher or lower.
Yep, that's
than
math.
So if you drive, you're racist.
If you flip a coin, you're racist because that's probability.
Yep.
If you're a server, That's racist.
If you count your paycheck, you're racist. So you could just start paying your employees whatever you want.
Yeah.
Because they can't count it. Because if
racist.
they start counting it and do math and say, I was supposed to get X and you're paying me this much less. Well, how'd you get that? Well, I did simple math. Oh, you're racist. I don't employ racists. Therefore, now you're fired.
I'm gonna pay the IRS what I think I should pay them in taxes.
Yeah.
Knowing that they can't fix it because
They would be racist.
they would be racist. But they might make out in the situation if I pay too much. But if I pay too little, it's the same thing.
But they'll never know because they shouldn't be allowed to do math because math is racist.
Math is racist.
So they just have to accept whatever money they
I
get.
give them.
Yeah. Yeah. They're not allowed to check and see what you actually owe.
And actually, I guess technically if I don't pay them either, they would have to do math to find out that I owe them money. So I guess we don't have to pay taxes anymore.
Okay. I like that.
Right? If I'm following this math is racist narrative correctly, if I pay nothing, well, they would have to subtract what I owe minus.
Yeah.
Actually, even figuring out what I owe, that's racist.
Correct.
Because that's math based off of what I make.
Correct.
Wow.
Yeah. And actually, because we want to be anti-racist, the government should just give us the money instead.
Well, it's our money anyway.
Yeah.
So we should probably just keep it because
Yeah, we should just not pay taxes. Don't pay any taxes.
no taxes, because taxes are racist because you have to calculate taxes and calculation is math.
Right. Any business, therefore, is racist.
Every business is racist.
Because anytime you buy something and you get a receipt, that receipt is racist.
Oh, that receipt.
We start a new hashtag, receipts are racist.
They are racist, dude.
Receipts support white supremacy.
Receipt.
I'm going to start saying that. You know when you go to a store and you buy something, and someone's like, oh, do you want your receipt? And
No.
I go, no, receipts support white supremacy.
No, receipts are racist.
Yeah. Get that racist bullshit out of here. I can't believe you even asked me that question.
How dare you even ask me that? How dare you ask me if I want a receipt? I'm trying my best to be anti-racist here. Do you know how fucking hard it is as a white person?
I have so much guilt.
You're fucking asking me if I want a receipt.
I've done so much wrong in my life as a white person.
My job is surrounded by math.
Yeah.
It makes me a piece of shit. And now you're going to ask me if I want a receipt?
Oh, man.
I paid my credit card bill today. That was racist.
Yeah, we don't have to pay bills anymore.
Yeah, because bills are math.
Yeah, bills are racist.
Yep.
And pretty much everything.
Hey, I guess we can't have electricity either because that's math.
Yeah, nope. Electricity is racist.
Gas.
Yeah.
Oil.
Yep. So I guess
I don't think fire is racist.
No. So I guess what we have to do is just light a fire inside to stay warm.
Well, even going to your house though, because your house has an address. That's math because you need to know like where you are and
Yeah, you need to know numbers.
Yeah.
Like if you want to sell your house,
That's math.
racist. That's math.
if you want to buy a house, that's racist.
Yeah.
It's tough, man.
Yeah.
Tough time to be alive.
I hate everybody. I hate everything and everyone so much. So fucking much.
Who would have known math?
Yeah. Who would have known that?
The police.
Yeah. Yep.
Math.
Yeah. Anything with numbers is math.
Didn't even see it coming, dude.
No. How are you supposed to know?
I did not see math being racist coming.
No. Hold on. There's one more thing I'm trying to find right now. Oh, well, you sent me the thing that Massachusetts is trying to fix remote learning. Did you actually read that article, or do you want to talk about that?
No, I did not read that article. No. I just looked at it like, couple things. And just based on headlines, Massachusetts wants kids back in school starting April 1st. Mm-hmm. And I think that is just fucking adorable. That is just really fucking cute.
Yeah.
Because you're telling us that we can't do anything. Nothing can be open. It's not safe. We're at capacity restrictions. Yet they want all kids back in school.
Yep.
Now, without even reading the article, because I don't know what the article said. Frankly, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
One, classrooms will violate occupancy restrictions. You'll have too many people in that occupancy.
Yeah.
There is also not enough space to have all the kids in-house.
Right. And also follow these spacing standards.
Yes. There's literally not enough space.
Yeah.
So the best you can do is hybrid.
Right.
Which is what most of these kids are doing anyway.
Right.
And they said if someone wants remote, they can stay remote. So what the fuck? It's not different. There's nothing different. Nothing has changed. You just put out a presser that people can now say, oh yeah, nope, the state wants the kids back in school. They're doing what they can. No.
Yeah.
No, they're not doing that. They're not. They just put out a presser full knowing that they can't deliver it. But then people are going to look at it like, oh, well, they're trying. No, they're not.
No.
Don't buy their bullshit.
Nope.
They're not fucking doing it.
Nope.
The kids cannot be in by April 1st and maintain that fucking COVID's a thing.
It's got to be one or the other.
It can't be both.
No.
Either COVID's not a thing or the kids have to continue doing what they're doing.
And this is what we've been saying the entire time. You can't have it both ways. You can't have this be the most devastating thing in the world, but then, oh yeah, you can still go to Walmart though. You know, like it's been the whole thing the entire time. It's like it can't be, oh my God, you're going to catch coronavirus in a restaurant, so wear your mask unless you're sitting at your table where you're safe.
Well, it is that, which is
I know, but it's the logical
no, we're not even talking logic. I'm talking actual practical approach here.
Yeah.
There is physically not enough room to put these kids.
Right.
So it's like, oh, well, then we'll do hybrid. What the fuck? It's not fucking different.
No. And also, if you give the kids the ability to choose, they're all going to choose remote because it's an absolute joke.
I don't know if that's 100% true. A lot of our kids would just like to go back.
Yeah,
but and a lot of parents want their kids to go back.
What I mean is like the high school kid. You're going to get a lot of high school, a large percentage of high school students that go remote because it's a joke and they don't have to do anything. And when you're old enough to like make your own decisions, that's what they're going to do because they don't give a fuck.
So a lot of the kids so obviously you work with a very, very different population than I do.
Yeah.
A lot of my kids want to go back to school. They want to go back and see their friends. They want to be in person. They hate doing remote.
Right.
Because these kids will still do the work. It's just remote.
Yeah.
Your kids probably just will say, fuck it, I'm not doing the work.
Exactly.
So that's the difference.
Because we give our high school students the choice, whether they want to be remote or in person. And in person is hybrid. So it's either full remote or hybrid. And there's 2 students in the entire high school program that were in the building yesterday.
Yeah. So there's a difference there where if kids are going to do the work, that's the assumption. It's either the kids are going to do the work or they're not.
Right.
The kids who are not going to do the work aren't coming back. The kids that are going to do the work would prefer to be in.
Right. But you got to imagine, take like Medford High, for example. Like when we were in high school, we had whatever, let's call a class, a random class, of 350 students.
That's nice. That's how our class started. It didn't end that way.
You got to imagine at least 100 of them are going to say, fuck it, I'm not going in. At least.
Well, so out of the class of 350, when I got there, we lost 70, period.
Well, yeah, you want to talk crazy. I rolled in with the biggest class in Medford High history in like fucking 20 years. We had like 430 something.
Jesus Christ.
We graduated 316. I always remember that because Austin 316. But we lost over 100 kids in 4 years.
Yeah, out of 350, I think we graduated 280.
Yeah.
Medford's also different because Medford has those kids that aren't going to do the work.
Yeah, well, it's also why I would say Easton and surrounding areas are the exception because
the kids will act. So that's the thing, is the kids do all the work.
they're middle to upper middle class predominantly, whereas
They also like kind of care about school a little bit.
places like Medford, Cambridge, Malden, Everett, Somerville, like the greater Boston area is mostly just middle class or lower middle class. You know what I mean? Like around here, it's middle to upper middle, but there it's middle to lower middle.
Yeah.
And I don't know actually what income has to do with much, but that I'm not smart enough to draw the correlation there.
No, that's why.
But that is a real thing.
I just think it comes down to kids who will do the work or won't do the work, because the kids who are remote aren't going to do it.
Right.
And the kids that actually care about their grades, they would prefer to be in person. It's easier for them.
Yeah.
And like with this though, my then question is, we're all sitting here waiting for the vaccine. Wait for the vaccine. Wait for the vaccine. Life will be better once we get the vaccine.
Yeah.
How the fuck are teachers supposed to get vaccinated by April 1st?
Right.
And then it's like, oh, well, maybe they won't. It's like, you're going to send them in without them getting vaccinated? Listen, I don't care.
Well, you know what's going to happen is they're going to have to. You know what's really funny is that the people on the left have been like pounding the table. Listen to scientists. Listen to the science. But really, what they mean is listen to their science that they support. Because what they're going to have to do is admit that science shows that kids don't get it and they don't transmit it, because that's true. Kids are not getting the virus, and they're also not spreading the virus.
What age?
Under 18. So
okay.
You'd have to accept that, which hasn't really been talked about as far as like mainstream media type of stuff. Everyone's like, coronavirus is going to kill the world, even though it's over 99% survival rate if you're under the age of 75. But the whole thing with children don't get it and they don't transmit it is going to, like I said, it's going to have to be promoted by the media, which then would open up the door for normal thinking people to be like, well, why did we take the kids out in the first place? Or
why do kids have to get vaccinated?
Why do kids have to get vaccinated? Or
shouldn't those go to people who need it?
Exactly. It'll open up the door for more questions, but that's kind of really the only way around it in order to not have massive upheaval, like especially by teachers and by the union. Because what's going to happen too is the union's going to fight that, because you gave these teachers the opportunity to work from home and teach where they're comfy in their sweatpants in front of their computers and laptops. And now you're like, all right, well, it's been a year. We have a vaccine. We have this shit. It's time to go back to normal life. And the teachers don't want to give up wearing their flip-flop, their fuzzy sandals every day and walking from their desk to the kitchen in the fridge, and they don't want to go back to the classroom because it's
not safe, dude.
It's not safe, but really they're just fucking lazy. And they don't want to go back. And their union is now going to fight for them and say it's not safe. And they're going to go under the guise of it not being safe, which is where what I got at just now is you beat that by saying, well, the science shows kids don't get it and they don't transmit it. So kids are not a problem. Therefore, the teachers would be more of a problem. So there's no problem if the kids aren't vaccinated and the teachers aren't, because the probability from teacher to teacher spread is much higher than child to child and child to teacher. But
the good news,
like I said, that opens Pandora's box.
Well, then the other part too is then it's like, oh, we're gonna go all in person, or we're gonna go, whatever. The second someone pops positive, it's back to fucking remote.
Yeah.
So we have to change everything.
Right.
To put these kids in school.
Right.
Or, all of a sudden, everything you're saying isn't that fucking important or true or whatever.
Right. Right. I don't know. I fucking hate everybody.
Myself, mostly.
Yeah. Do you want to wrap this up, or you got other shit you want to?
Nah, I have my final thought.
All right.
So, obviously, we're in the process of selling our house.
Yes.
And I left here Saturday, drove by down the street, and I know we're selling what's technically a condo, half a duplex.
Yep.
And I saw a single family home. Mm-hmm. having an open house or open showings or whatever, there must have been 45 fucking cars there.
Yeah.
There was a shitload of cars. Like,
yeah.
a lot. So, what's one thing that people like to say by giving money to people and forgiving student loan debt? Things of that nature. What's one intended consequence that's a good thing?
It's that the people are going to start buying homes.
People are going to buy homes. People are going to spend the money. Younger people will be able to buy a little bit easier.
Yeah.
Well, couple things. One, there was a house nearby that got 42 offers this past weekend.
If we got 1/10 of that,
40,
I would be ecstatic.
42 offers.
Holy shit.
Now, I can't speak to what the house was or how desirable it was. 42 offers.
My God.
Also a house that our realtor was a part of. Appraised $96,000 under the price. You know what happens in that case?
You have to pay capital gains tax on
No.
that, don't you?
Nope. You all of a sudden are now not eligible to fucking get a mortgage on that house because mortgage companies don't give out mortgages
Oh,
for houses that aren't worth the mortgage.
right.
So, 96,000 below appraisal. That-
Below or above?
It was
Above.
below. No,
The
because
appraisal was 96,000 below what it sold for.
yes, or
Yeah,
the
okay.
agreed upon price.
It didn't sell for
No, so if
96
you
below.
if you agree to buy a house for 400K and it appraises for 300K, your mortgage company's going to be fucking calling you.
right.
So, that house, they had $300,000 down on it. That was going to be the down payment. So it was probably an expensive house, right?
Yeah.
Okay. This also happened to my business partner, over 15,000. So it's all relative.
Right. Right.
You know what they had to do in order to get that house?
Pay for it in cash.
Well, not all cash, but they had to then throw more money at the lender. And the only way the lender was going to approve the mortgage was more cash.
It's
So
good.
you're already putting 300,000, and then they had to come up with more cash.
Wow. Yeah, that is fucking wild.
Never mind, there's some places that are just waiving inspection,
Oh yeah.
paying cash, whatever. So yeah, it's super easy to buy a house right now. Like, it's awesome. Like, all these stimulus checks, like, everyone's gonna be buying houses. It's like, it's gonna be kind of crazy. Like, there's gonna be like nothing around because all these young people
Yeah.
who just got these stimulus checks, they're all gonna be able to buy houses now.
No, dude, the real estate market is fucking on fire right now.
No, and I know I'm taking a theory and using it with the world's worst timing example.
Yeah.
But this is what fucking happens.
Yeah.
This is what happens.
Yeah.
It's not like, oh, we'll just let the student debt go. It's like, oh, well, hey, I'm ready to buy a house. Yeah, so is everyone else.
Right.
And if buyers are all trying to buy shit,
Yeah.
they're going to start doing this.
Right.
Going 80 above asking, 100 above asking, going way, way, way above asking.
Right.
And then you're going to have to start waiving inspections or paying cash or dealing with this appraisal bullshit.
Right. Right.
It's going to continue to happen because the houses aren't worth the prices people are asking for
No.
or people are bidding on. 'Cause
Yeah.
We're going to ask for a price. And if someone wants to go 100K over, I'm obviously going to say yes.
Yeah. Absolutely.
But now they're going to have an issue getting the mortgage for that,
Right.
theoretically.
Right. Right.
Because if it only appraises for what we're listing,
Right.
I don't know. That's why it also helps to have a good appraisal company. Because sometimes the appraisal company calls. What was sale price? Oh, sale price was $400,000. Okay. We appraised it at $400,000, $100.
Yeah.
It's like they just take the sale price, make it work, and that's usually how it goes.
Right. Right. Right.
So
That's fucking wild.
good luck to everyone that thinks by like letting the government fucking help you out, thinking that you're gonna like, just like all of a sudden buy a house. Oh, there's gonna be so many houses to buy. Yeah.
No.
This is what's gonna happen. And people aren't gonna fucking forget this anytime soon.
So I think right now we're still in this like sweet spot where, so I talked to a couple people in real estate, last year, like last summer-ish. And what they were saying was the pandemic caused an explosion in real estate, because for that 3-month period from like March to May, when people like couldn't leave their houses, was people spent so much time in their house, they either realized they didn't have enough space or they had too much space.
And there is a mass exodus from the city.
Correct.
As well.
Correct. Because everything closed in the city. So people were looking to either downsize or upsize or change. And one of the guys I played golf with last year, I think I talked about it on the podcast, one of the episodes, was a real estate agent. He was explaining this whole thing to me, and he said that, and he goes, yeah, right now real estate is insane because everyone's swapping houses. And he goes, you typically either see like a massive buyer market or a seller market. Like you typically see the market go one way or the other. And he goes, right now it's a swap market. Like both buying and selling are high because everyone's just changing everyone wanted to change their living scenario.
Interest rates are also super low,
which helps as well. So I think that was what we saw there. Now I'm just opining here, but
no, don't do that.
I think that was then.
And this is now.
And now that we're kind of transitioning towards the end, we're a lot closer to the end of this pandemic bullshit than we are to the beginning. I think we can agree on that. So
it's never ending.
Yeah.
There is no end.
So you have the crazy turnover in the swap market that happened last summer because people were like, fuck it. But at the same time, you had a lot of people that either were out of work temporarily or permanently or whatever, like they're nervous about selling or buying during a pandemic. But now that we're getting closer to the end, and also, hey, what's the most popular time of the year to sell a house? Spring, which is what we're rolling into in a month.
You mean like when everyone who wanted to sell last year during the spring and couldn't?
Yeah, exactly. So I think we're going to see a massive fucking market, which was also kind of the driving force behind why I figured we should sell anyway, just as whatever. But the timing just worked out. Weird.
It's all right. I didn't want to live with you anymore.
Yeah.
Anyway. Fuck you.
But I think it's going to eventually just kind of like blow up again. Not in a good way either. I mean, like we're going to see something similar to like 08, 09, but that might not be for another like 5 years.
Yeah. And I mean, we might not see the recession the way, because the circumstances will be different.
Because what you're seeing now is what you just explained is someone buys a house that's worth $350,000 and they pay $415,000.
Right.
And it's like, well, now you owe more than the house is worth. And now, maybe in 2022, there's a little bit of an economic downturn as a result of all this bullshit that we've done over the last 18 months. And now all of a sudden we're in the same position as 2007, 2008 with upside down mortgages and or underwater mortgages and all of this other shit. And it's like, okay, well, now it's just more of the same. Now we're going to go through another fucking bubble. So I think it will eventually happen again. And I think what's happening right now is going to contribute.
Yeah. And then even on a simpler scale, there's also going to be an element if people are buying so much right now, people are going to settle at some point.
Yeah.
Like it's going to settle down. It has to.
Right.
It can't continue.
Right.
I don't think it can continue.
No, I mean, there's only so many houses and so many people. You know what I mean?
But there's also only so many people trying to change their living situation.
Right.
Like that has to slow down.
Right. That's a good point too. All the people that wanted to sell last spring and didn't.
Yeah.
or their houses were on the market. Maybe they pulled it off because of everything. So now you essentially have 2 years worth of supply.
Yeah, I call it a year and a half because a lot of people did sell in the fall.
Right.
Especially
Yeah.
with rates being what they were, and
Yeah.
if fall wasn't an ideal time to sell, it was probably perfectly fine this year.
Yeah. So hopefully we get Oprah rich.
We won't.
Yeah, we'll sell the house for $1 million.
I'll sell it for $1 million.
Fuck yeah. Cash.
I'll sign that right now.
Yeah.
I figure if you're gonna pay $1 million, you're rich. So fuck the health inspection, home inspection.
Yeah.
Just get this done. Just cut me a check.
Yeah, let's go. Let's get this moving. So my final thought is I am now on Clubhouse.
What is Clubhouse?
Clubhouse is this weird new app that everyone is talking about that is essentially like, it's like private chat rooms, kind of, that like people can get in. So you can only get into Clubhouse by invite. It's invite only right now.
I'm seeing why it's called Clubhouse.
Yeah.
This is like the golf courses.
Yeah. So if you look on the app, it gives you like a rundown of like all the meetings that are going on right now, and then you can click on the calendar and it gives you a schedule of whatever. And it's funny because like, you know, some famous people will get on there and they'll start doing stuff, and some of it's like pretty legit. Like some of it is like there's some hardcore like crypto guys on there that all get together. It's essentially like it's a way to like do a mastermind kind of for certain things. Because you have these crypto guys from all over the country or probably all over the world, realistically, at this point. And they all get together every Friday at 5:00 in this meeting room on Clubhouse called Crypto is Awesome, whatever. I'm making this up. But a fucking loser like me, because I'm on Clubhouse, I can join that Crypto is Awesome every Friday at 5 and just watch and listen and see what they're talking about. And once you're on Clubhouse, you can join whatever meetings are going on that are there. So you can search through for stuff that you want. There's stuff about the future. There's stuff about AI. There's stuff about sports and fitness. And it's just like, it's super interesting. I know Gary Vee has talked about it. This is like 4 podcasts in a row now where we've used Gary Vee.
Sup, Gary?
Sponsor us.
Now sponsored by VaynerMedia.
Yeah. Oh, that'd be awesome, man. Imagine if Vaynerchuk Media bought us. I would work for Gary Vee. There's not a lot of people that I would work for at this point in my life.
So I think
I would work for
I
Gary
think he
Vee.
would mostly let us do what we want. But I don't know if we can just call arbitrarily everyone call him a cunt or wish that the fucking steering column goes through their fucking chest.
Yeah. I mean, maybe.
I don't know about that one. That seems a little extreme.
Probably not.
But I guess if you take the context,
Yeah.
it's fine.
Yeah.
But then people are probably going to cut it up and make
Yeah.
me
Well,
seem like the bad guy.
That's what happens anytime anyone gets famous enough, they just try and pull you down. That's how you know. Someone said it once. Someone goes, you know, you've made it when everyone around you, or when people in the world hate you for stuff you didn't actually say or do. That's how you know you've made it and you've become famous. So what was I saying? Oh, Clubhouse. Yeah. Like I said, I'm just on it. I haven't actually joined any rooms yet. I just got on yesterday. True too. So I've just been like perusing and looking at like what's available. It seems pretty interesting. Tim Dillon and Joe Rogan were talking about it on their podcast last week. So that's why I signed up. So if you go and sign up and you don't have an invitation, what you do is you download the app, you fill out your information, and they're like, okay, you're on the waiting list. We'll let you know when you get in. So I did that, and then someone I know is on Clubhouse, this guy I used to work with at a gym back in the day, and it connects to your contact list.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I haven't experienced it yet, but I would imagine like if he logged in and it says, someone on your contact list is on the waiting list. Do you want to help them? Because I was allowed in by his invitation.
Yeah.
So I got a notification that said, this person has let you in. to Clubhouse, welcome, whatever. So, and I was just on a wait list. So again, right now it is invite only, but it is pretty cool. It's a cool concept.
And for a nominal fee of $500, I will sell you Mello's invitation.
Yeah. So a funny thing is I tweeted out just to see what would happen. And I go, anyone trying to get on Clubhouse, I have one invitation available. Because the other thing too is you're only allowed 2 invitations to start. So I go, I have one invitation available just to see. And like, I got like a bunch of random fucking messages from like random ass people. I didn't respond to any of them. I just wanted to see what would happen.
Yeah.
So apparently Clubhouse is pretty desirable right now, but I don't know. I don't even know if I'm going to be using it as much. Like, I don't know. The only rooms I would be interested in are like, as shitty as this is like the ones where I know the people, or I don't know them, but like I'm familiar with them, like a Tim Dillon or a Joe Rogan or Eric Weinstein or Lex Friedman, like all of these guys, like guys that I have heard before and watched and listened to, like that are on there. Those are the ones that I'd be interested in. Like, I don't know, maybe now that I've heard Gary Vee talk about NFTs for like 2 weeks now, maybe if I can find a chat room where everyone that is super smart is talking about NFTs, maybe I'll pop in and watch and see if I can learn anything. Probably not. Probably just fucking start my head spinning again, but I don't know. There's like a bunch of cool shit on there. I honestly, I don't know how I'm going to use it or how well or anything, but I don't know. I'm on Clubhouse.
I'm on Clubhouse.
Do you want to be?
I don't know. Do I?
I don't know. I can send you an invitation.
Let's discuss. I don't know. Like I said, if I can sell your invitation for $500, I'll give you like 10%.
Yeah. Well, if you get on, then you'll also have 2 invitations. We can monetize this.
I'll give you 5% of my invitations then.
Yeah.
10% of yours. I'll broker it all, and then I'll give you like 5 because it's indirect. I guess indirectly.
What a savvy business deal.
Yeah, I mean, you'd be in line to make.
I'd be stupid to say no.
You'd be in line to make like $100. I mean, that's like free.
Yeah, I mean, come on. It's better than the 0 that you have now,
Exactly.
right?
Exactly. What are you doing right now? Nothing.
Selling shit on eBay. So I think that's going to do it for us. Thanks to MyBookie too. Before we get off, use our promo code SarcasmPod when you sign up on mybookie.com. And they will match your deposit for 50% up to $1,000, and then give you a nice little free play on top of that as well. Hopefully you all used that promo code FRIENDS that I shared with you as well on a previous episode. That'll get you a $20 free play. Thank you for watching. If you're on YouTube, make sure you click the thumbs up button and subscribe. Tell everybody you know about the show. Write some comments under the thing too, because engagement helps with everything as well. Thank you for wherever you're listening. Hopefully you're subscribed, whatever podcast service you're listening to us on. Continue to spread the word over there as well. You can find us on Twitter at sarcasm_speaks. Our Instagram is at sarcasmspeakspod. And our Facebook page is just Sarcasm Speaks. And I think that's it. Obviously, if you're watching us on YouTube, the YouTube is Sarcasm Speaks. Parler doesn't exist. Rumble is weird. So that's about it. Oh, and I mean, I'm on Clubhouse, but you can't follow me there because you need an invitation. So sorry. Until next time. Good night, everybody.